the jungles of the Philippines, there is a woman who is 103 years old. She is the oldest tattoo artist in the world, and she doesn't use a tattoo machine, and she doesn't let you choose your own tattoo. Who is this woman, and why do tourists beg her to get a tattoo? When I was in the Philippines, I met a lot of tourists who came to the country not to see the beaches, but to get a tattoo from the 103-year-old lady. So I thought to myself, how good could this woman be? Well, we chased her down to tell you her story. She lives 2 days away from the capital. Not 2 hours, not 2 flights, 2 full days. So we flew all the way to the north of the country. Then we had to get on a jeep and trek for another 1 full day. Until the next morning, we arrived here in the village of Buscalan, where we found Wang Od. The way she makes tattoos is unlike any other. First, you do not choose your own design. You have to pick from these. Each of them has a different meaning. This means protection, this means direction, and this means long life. Wang Od also makes her own ink out of charcoal and water. She uses her own needles out of thorns from a tree. She even has her own way of drawing by tapping the tattoo on your skin like this.
Siya yung hakan na nanon sa duman datu nan matayan si titiad kasta tidala pigsa mansakit mi na tan ako siya kamatsaya saon.
And even though she's 100 years old, she can tap really fast as 100 taps a minute. And this one-of-a-kind tattoo will only cost you $20. But it's not just unique or beautiful, it's also a link to a lost history. 1,000 years ago, there used to be more tattoo makers like Wang Od, but they didn't give tattoos to tourists. They gave tattoos to village men and women to wish them good luck in battle and good luck in marriage.
Yan sa ukali sa idi, way sa daidi. Nung pumapatay ka, sitot ikabir ng datu. Ilugluki sa atsadsan, ngay mantititi. Ingka-ingkaran na. Sadu datugara san huyun apakardak ilam lawing.
Yes, Wang Od was actually the first woman in her village to become a tattoo maker. But as this tradition dies out and other tattoo makers passed away, Wang Od became the last one of her kind.
Aran nan sasak pakato ilam nan sisurud urato ilan sa nan iling na ilan sa ong na ako siya na tsayran na siya na ay important.
So she decided to break 1,000-year-old tradition by starting to ink tourists.
Nandamdamu anaya Krish Santumi sumasalunuti liang. Duga damit.
And now, hundreds of tourists just like me go to that village in the middle of nowhere to get to the world's most unique tattoo artist. So even when she dies, she can keep the tradition alive on the skin of many people for another 1,000 years.
No adiak maayila, no adiak makakita, sardong damit na misubsublat.
Until then, you'll find this 103-year-old woman sitting here in her room, tapping her way to the history books. Did you like that video? I hope so. It was a lot of effort and we're so happy to make it. In collaboration with Facebook, during the month of Ramadan, we are showing you the stories of 30 people in 30 days, and each one of these stories is more amazing than the other. I hope you continue tuning in for this special daily series. And follow us on Facebook. That's more than a minute. See you tomorrow.